Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. Happy Thursday. Happy thriving Thursday. I hope somebody got their big notepad out today because we about to get into it. You heard me. We really about to go in on a topic that is so critical right now. Peer leadership. It's the hardest level of leadership to work on. When somebody is your peer and you are trying to lead them, that is the hardest situation for any leader, regardless of where you are. I don't care if you're 15 years old, 18 years old, 25 years. You could be 50 years old, y'all. Trying to lead your peers is the hardest. So we're going to go in. Please make sure y'all got y'all big notepads out today. I hope somebody is ready to learn. I really hope somebody is ready to become a better leader. And I really hope somebody is ready to soak up some strategies that's going to help you become a better leader. Y'all know I still got people hitting me up from a session we did. I think it was last week. A session we did last week. And Cam Gotti was on there talking about, because we be talking about transactional leadership versus transformational leadership. And I recognize now when I'm just under bad leadership. I'm still getting messages about that. People hitting my phone like, yo, Miss Joni, you really teaching them kids about transformational leadership? He like, yo, do you realize I didn't even hear about that concept until I got into a leadership PhD class? I'm like, yeah, yeah, you daggone right. We teaching them about those concepts of leadership, because when you understand those concepts early and when you can get those strategies and start using them, guess what, baby? Your price can go up. Your value automatically goes up. You can charge more. Not only can you charge more, you're going to be more effective in whatever spaces that you're in. You're not going to find yourself making rookie mistakes. You're not going to find yourself in spaces where now you are slave to whatever people tell you that you're worth. Nah, you can literally define your own worth, define your own value, y'all. We about to get into it. Y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready. Yo, did I see a comment? Yo, my bliss baby's on here, yo. Nia Rand, what's up? I know that's right. That bliss pride run deep. What's up, y'all? I gotta say my hellos, and then we gotta get into this, y'all, because the lesson today is going to be a lot to soak in, yo. And you really got to make sure that you taking notes, and more importantly, making sure that you finding out what you can apply to your leadership now. It's not enough, y'all, if we just come and we just talking about it amongst ourselves and all we do is talk. It's not enough. We got to move beyond talking, and we got to start implementing, and we got to start really demonstrating these skills so that our leadership is shining bright, yo. About to get it going. What's up, Breezy Breeze? I see you back at the top of your list. What's up, yo? How you feeling? Hey, they don't know about Bliss, yo. That's Baltimore Leadership School for Young Women, y'all. They are a school in Baltimore, middle school and high school, y'all. They all on one connection. That's what I'm talking about, yo. They came to learn. I know that's right, y'all. I'm so proud of y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Jim of the Dilemma. What's up, Jim of the Dilemma? Y'all better make sure y'all get y'all painting from Jim of the Dilemma. Y'all better make sure y'all get y'all painting. Y'all see my painting, right? I can't even take the plastic off the joint. That's how fresh it is, and I don't want to get it messed up. I got to get like a real nice frame for it, y'all. But y'all better make sure y'all get y'all painting. It's the holiday seasons. It's gift giving time, y'all, and this is where you can give a thoughtful gift to somebody, yo. Don't say I told you. Don't say I told you. Act like you already knew. And y'all go hit up Gemma, yo, and get that personalized gift for your family, yo. And put somebody else on, yo. Put somebody on, yo. Holiday canvases. That's what's up. What's up, Tanner? Shout out to Tanner, y'all. She did her first presentation today. She presented for the mayor's office today for youth food and security team. So shout out to Tanner. Did a great job holding it down. Shout out to Lene, who held her down, was the right-hand wingman. Y'all did an amazing job today. Thank you, Lene, the activist. What's up, Cam Gotti? Reality, what's up? BB, Vera, what's up? Destiny, how you feeling? Yo, what's up? Tay Bands, what's up? Tay Bands, I might be hitting y'all up soon, yo. Our partners at Hip Hop Public Health, they just told me today, a couple of hours ago, that that they got some money to do some more work around music and healthcare. So probably gonna be hitting you up with a couple of dollars for a couple of bars. We don't know, we gotta see, but be on the lookout for that, yo. Kels, what's up, Kels? Soul, what's up, Soul? Kayla, what's up, Kayla? Yo, Mr. Elaborator, what's up? How you feeling? Trackstar, what's up, Trackstar? Dawn to Dawn. Yo, shout out to Dawn to Dawn, yo. I know we got several people on the youth food and security team. I can't even tell y'all a lot of their names, but I can tell you that Dawn the Dawn is definitely one of the strongest leaders on that team. Talk about coordinating, communication, and just like being effective, like all day, every day. Yeah. Like my man's be on it. Dawn to Dawn, you definitely rocking out with that. Hey, thank you, Bliss, the jewel about CPR. That helped us a lot, talking respectfully to each other. Hey, I'm so glad. I'm so glad that y'all be listening to the jewels and y'all be tuning in and actually applying those jewels. Thank you. That means so much. What's up, Track Star? What's up, saying? Yes, yo, we love to see it. What's up, Ma? Y'all see my mother, y'all. Don't be working my mother, her poor little fingers today, y'all. Don't be working my mother fingers, y'all. Ma the General. What's up, Ma the General? Asita, how you feeling? What's up, Asita? Tizzy Tay. What's up, Tizzy Tay? Sid, what's up, Sid? Y'all, shout out to Sid, y'all. Sid and Jazzy. I don't think Jazzy on here, but Sid and Jazzy are going to be doing a leadership session for us on a Saturday. Y'all know they getting a bag, but shout out to them because they going like an hour away to do the session. It's at a camp, and y'all know sometimes these camps be far out, but they are going basically out of Maryland to facilitate a leadership session. Y'all already know what to do. Get everybody to follow Heart Smiles, get them new heartbeats rounded up, and let them know this what we do. Yes, out Pennsylvania, yo, about to be nationwide with it. I love it. And y'all, I got 3 spots open too for a new project. Y'all know we love our partners at Hopkins. So I got a small project. It's about $35 an hour, I believe. So if you're interested in taking on the project, the schedule and all that stuff has not been made because they want to get the people first and then figure out what's going to work best with everybody's schedule. So it's no schedule or nothing like that. But the basic idea around the project is that you are going to help them see what the youth experience is like in Baltimore. So it's going to be different things that you're going to be doing, including talking to other young people, helping them administer surveys and like all that type of stuff like that. Y'all, Trent, shout out Trent. What's up, Trent? Trent is actually going to be on that project. So he will be one of your project mates if you decide to take on that project. And we're also going to get to work with Latino youth leaders on this project as well. So we're going to have a few heartbeats and a few Latino young people. Hey, Jim of the Dilemma, hey, listen, the worst that can happen is they figure out what the schedule is and what the responsibilities are, and then you look at it and say, you know what, I'm not going to be able to do it, or I would love to do it, but it's just not going to work with my schedule. Like, for real, like, that's the worst that can happen. But because of the type of project, it is going to be very, very flexible. And a lot of it, if not most of it, is going to be virtual as well. And again, they want to get the team together first and then work with the team to decide what the actual schedule and everything is going to be. My only requirement, yo, is that you got to make sure that your professionalism is up to par. And Jim, I ain't necessarily talking to you, but to anybody else that might be interested, especially if it's going to be your first project. But just make sure that your professionalism is up to par and that you getting the little things right. You showing up on time, you communicating. If you got some type of problem or something like that, you letting people know so that we can help you. Like stuff like that, just to make sure that you are representing yourself in a professional manner, and that you representing the brand as well, because they come to Heart Smiles for a reason. Duh, they know we got the young leaders, and they know if we put a heartbeat on the project, they ain't gonna have to worry about it. Hey, yo, said Nia and Ray said, do you know any way we can get their money up? Hey, look, the project I just talked about, $35 an hour. How old are y'all? Are y'all in the 6th grade? Because if y'all in this, hey, yo, you know what? I don't even know if you should text your friends, yo. Text your friends that's ready to level up. Don't give us no broke bum energy, yo. People that want to level up. But let me know how old y'all are. And if y'all at least 15, then yeah, you can. Oh, y'all in the 6th grade? Okay. All right. Listen, if y'all ready to be professional and ready to be on these projects, y'all, we could definitely make a spot. Oh, 11. Maybe not on this one. Maybe not on this one, but I can find something for y'all. All right. Get with Gemma the Dilemma. She on here right now. Get with Cam Gotti. She on here right now. And they going to take y'all under their wing, and they're going to make sure that y'all good with the professionalism, and we're going to find something for y'all to do. I might can give y'all a couple of dollars if y'all able to volunteer, like with the youth food and security team or something like that. We're going to figure that out. Hey, okay, and Gotti said Lord leaders on when to break. Hey, you know what? We might have to work that out. I know, Breezy Breeze. Yo, that's what it's about too. That's what it's about. Yo, wanting to do more. But y'all make sure y'all get with Jimmy to Deliver and get with Cam Gotti. They about to drop see, look, boom, right there. You got the direct access, yo. Get with them, y'all. And they gonna make that happen for y'all. All right. Where was I at? Micaiah, what's up? How you feeling? Good to see you, Zara. What's up? I hope I said that right, yo. Good to see you, Lenata Activist. What's up, yo? All right, y'all. Look, I think I got everybody. Tanner, what's up? Hey, we about to get into our lesson, y'all. This way you gotta get your big notepad out, y'all. Let me see if I can share my screen real quick. We're gonna get this on and popping. We about to get this on and popping, y'all. Let me see. All right. Bam. There we go right there. Let's do the full screen on the joint. All right. Can y'all see what we working with? Where we at? We on up. Come on now, y'all. Why do my pen always want to do this to me, y'all? Why do my pen always want to do this to me? Hang on, y'all. We about to get this. Yo, it's always something, ain't it? Ain't it always something? All right, hang on. We're going to do this real quick. We're going to do that. We're going to do this. I know, Dawn to Dawn. It's always something, yo. It's always something, but that's all right. I think we got it. All right. Let me know if y'all can see this. Yo, something about to call Steve Jobs. Hey, yo. Hey, yo, Cam Gotti, you is crazy, yo. Yes, saying we love new projects. So everybody that want to be, if you interested, I need 3 more people, y'all, for that project. So just hit me up, just send me a message, and I'm gonna put you on. And if you figure out what it's about, and you figure out that it's not for you, or you don't have the capacity, like that's okay too. Just let us know, and we'll replace you. But let me know. All right, y'all. Here we go. So this is what we talking about, y'all. We talking about peer-to-peer leadership. All right. And peer-to-peer leadership, right? This is that concept where you are leading people who are your peers. So like they your same age, y'all in the same situation, y'all might live in the same neighborhood, go to the same school, whatever the case may be. Tanner, okay, I got you. I'm gonna put you on, Tanner. But basically, that is what peer-to-peer leadership is. And the reason why peer-to-peer leadership is so hard is because when you elevate yourself to a leadership position, the person that's like right there neck and neck with you, they looking at you like, who you think you are? We the same. They looking at you like, yo, who are you to tell me what to do or to give me directions, because we are basically the same. And most times, right, people's minds are so conditioned to associate leadership with a title or with age, they automatically think that to be a leader of them, you got to be older, right? Or they think in order to be their leader, you got to have the title. Not always the case. And we know that. We see that every single day. So when you're thinking about peer-to-peer leadership, just think about you leading people who are the same as you. Now, here's the why. Let's answer the question why peer leadership is important, right? One of the first things, credibility, right? When it cut, hey, you listen, bliss babies, I already know that's exactly how it be, don't it? And they be trying to shut you down too, right? Hey, Breeze said you can't tell someone nothing without them thinking you the boss. Absolutely. And Breezy Breeze, it be off the chain in those minimum wage jobs, especially those minimum wage jobs. Somebody who got on the same uniform as you, the same little visor as you, telling you that you need to drop fries. But whole time, that person is right. You need to drop fries. Your drive-through line backed up. You got all these customers in line. You ain't got no fries. You need to drop fries. But instead of you taking the direction and just humbling yourself and doing what's right, you busy criticizing that person because they got on the same uniform as you. It's a crazy way to think, but that's how some people think. And that's the thing that you are fighting against, which is why this peer leadership conversation is so important, because a lot of people don't know how to get around it. Yes, Trackstar, when I say people are the same as you, basically people are in your class. Y'all all in the 9th grade. Y'all all in the 11th grade. Who are you to tell me something? We in the same grade. Everybody is a teenager. Why are you telling me what to do, giving me directions? You a teenager just like me. We got the same minimum wage job at Amazon. We both throwing around these brown boxes. Why are you telling me to handle this box with care? You get it? So like basically you kind of being the same, like somebody is in your peer group, like y'all are in the same space, the same situation. But what people don't be understanding is that, yeah, you can be in the same peer group of somebody, but you can be more mature than everybody else. You can experience more growth than other people. And you can just simply be on a different level. But when people are your peers, they don't always want to respect that. They don't always want to respect that. And that's why it's so hard. But one of the reasons why it's so important, y'all, credibility. When it comes to credibility, if you do it right, being in a peer situation, you can have credibility. Why? Because understanding is there. You can understand. You can relate. Cass said, baby, I was mentoring people older than me in youth works, and we always have knowledge to get. Absolutely. And Cam Gotti, not a lot of people were comfortable in that space, and not a lot of people can accept that as well. And a lot of that has to do with ego. So we can get into that. We can have a conversation about that all the day. But absolutely. But peers can also, they understand some of the concerns, some of the pressures, some of the issues of that group. Why? Because they are that group. Like if you are a leader in your senior year for your senior class, you understand the issues of a senior because you are a senior. So you got your boom, you got your credibility, and you got the understanding, which is going to boost your credibility up even more. Another why, role models. Peer leaders can also be effective role models. So whether or not you know it, people are always watching, people are always looking. And sometimes it just takes for somebody to see somebody their age that's doing something positive, doing something different, or doing something that they would like to do, for them to be able to model after that and use that as their example. Like you have no idea how many times I've heard people say, because I saw you do it, that gave me courage that I can do it for myself. You are doing that as a peer leader, especially when you talk about being in a role model role. Some people want to do things, but when you never seen it done, or when that's not the norm, or say you in a culture, right, that is full of drama. So you used to seeing people popping off, fighting, being smart out the mouth. That's what you used to. Once you see that one person stand up and say, nah, that's not how it should be, and they demonstrate something different, role model right there. And then now other people can follow behind that. Yes, yes, Dawn to Dawn. I'm looking at your comments. I got them on my phone. I had to pull them up. You got to put that ego aside. And yes, Mr. Elaborator, you are an effective role model making an impact. I appreciate that. And yes, my Bliss baby said it's the honor and integrity for me. Absolutely, absolutely. And then Cam kind of hit on this, but those life skills that you get to learn, like those lifelong life skills, things that you get to learn in a peer situation, and you get to learn them real time because you are living through it in the moment with your peers. Yes, Gemma, the dilemma, the impact be crazy. All right, now let's talk about this acronym, y'all, for peer leadership. Let's get into this acronym real quick. All right. Our P, where we at? Permission. And some of this is going to sound familiar from when we talked about some of the basic levels of becoming a leader. Yes, Lene, it can be hard because of your age to get credibility. Absolutely. And this is exactly why we having this conversation, so you can learn some real strategies on how to get around that, because you are so right. But permission, right? When you think about being a peer leader, right, you don't want to just jump to telling somebody something. A lot of times it helps you to ease in to be able to ask the person for permission to give them some feedback. And when we talked about some of the different variations of leadership styles, this was something that came up as a model. And like, this is important because now when you ask for permission, you are opening that person up. And now that person feels like they own a little bit of it, and they are going to be willing to listen to what you have to say. They are going to actively listen, and they are now welcoming your feedback because you're not just pushing it on them. As leaders, y'all, one thing that we got to understand, we're going to be right a lot of times, right? We are going to be right a lot of times, but it don't matter how right you are if your message isn't penetrating to the person that you're trying to talk to. If they got that wall up, you got to get that wall down. And this is a very effective strategy, but I'm going to warn you, be prepared for when that answer is no. You can do everything right. You can be empathetic, you can be kind, you can be respectful, you can be all those things, asking for permission to give somebody feedback. You still got to be prepared for when that person says no, and you can't take it personal. Can't take it personal, because if you start taking it personal, then you are going to get yourself into the situation. And remember, as leaders, it's not about you. It's about the people that you are helping to grow. So ask for that permission. When they give you permission, great. But when they don't, respect it and move on. Ask the person, is it okay if you revisit the situation? Maybe after they've had a chance to calm down, or the situation has mellowed out, or ask them, when would be a good time to talk about it, if they want to talk about it at all. 9 times out of 10, people will meet you in the middle somewhere, but you definitely got to be prepared for when some people just flat out say no and they want to leave it there and don't want to revisit it. The next one, y'all, let's get into this one. This one is going to be explain. And this one is important because this is where you are talking to them about whatever it is that you observed. You want to explain what you saw, what you observed, whether it was positive or whether it was negative. What's up, Neon say? And this is very important because you want to be specific when you explain it. You want to be factual, and you want to stick to the behaviors. Don't get yourself messed up, caught up in a situation where you're trying to communicate and explain to somebody something and you talking about a whole bunch of crap that don't matter. Don't get yourself in a situation where you basically beating around the bush and now you are losing your effectiveness and people not even going to want to hear what you're saying because you're talking about a whole bunch of stuff that don't matter. You want to be able to be specific, keep it right to the point as much as you can. You want to be factual, lay out what the facts was. Don't talk about the he say, she say bull crap. Don't talk about the assumptions and what you thought it was. And no, talk about exactly what it was. Bring the facts out. In this part right here, y'all, this is probably the most important one. This is where you separate the person from the behavior. And I feel like we talked about this one on a success session. This is so hard to do, but as leaders, y'all, it's a critical skill that you have to learn. This is where you can separate the person from the behavior. So when you are explaining and talking to that person, you aren't personally attacking them. You aren't making them out to be a bad person. You can tell the person, hey, I love you as a person. You are a great person. I would want to rock with you all day, every day. But your behavior, this thing that you do, I hate it. I can't deal with it. I have no patience for it. Zero tolerance, this behavior, and make it about the behavior. People should be able to leave that conversation with their dignity intact, with their self-esteem intact. People should be able to leave that conversation not feeling bad about themselves, but understanding clearly the problem with the behavior that they demonstrate. All right. Mr. Elaborator said, I'm feeling bad behavior dictates your whole character overall because it determines the real you. Absolutely. So how do you start peer leadership and building that confidence of being able to lead your peers or others? How do you transition into that easily? No, it makes sense. And so like what we talking about right now, this is the how. Like I'm giving you the playbook right now from the first thing that we talked about, first understanding like the why, all the way up to some actual strategies. When you start asking people permission, like the first thing we talked about, when you start asking people permission to give them feedback, you stepping into peer leadership right there. Nobody's going to crown you with a hat or put on a name badge that says leadership. No, you are going to ease yourself into that role of being a peer leader with these behaviors that you demonstrate. That's how it's going to happen. So if you went in tomorrow on whatever project you on and you see somebody doing something, wrong or whatever the case may be, and you pull them to the side, hey, is it okay if I give you some feedback regarding some things that I noticed today during the project? They say, yeah, you give it to them, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You moving in the peer, that's leadership right there. What we talking about right now, this explaining and separating the person from the behavior. You start demonstrating those strategies, leadership already. Can't say people that do bad things aren't necessarily bad people overall, but that's a good and bad thing. I be giving people the benefit of the doubt. Yes, and Cam Gotti, I'm glad you brought that up. Y'all, as leaders, we have to give people the benefit of the doubt. That don't mean that we let people walk all over us. Oh, no, ma'am. We don't do that. We don't let people walk all over us, but we don't necessarily just assume that people are bad. And y'all, we aren't naive either. There are some people that are bad. It's some people that's just straight bad. But as a leader, and if that person is under our charge, our goal should be to try to help that person turn around those behaviors that are making them present that way. Because most times inherently, people are only going to do what they know. And if you only know one style, if you only know one way, then that's what you're going to demonstrate until you learn and accept something different. So definitely we are not blind to the fact that there are just some bad people out there and we can't work with everybody. But as a leader, our go-to has to be, okay, how can I support you? How can I help you get better? And this is under the pretense that the person wants to get better. Because if they don't want to get better, yo, that ain't no place where we're gonna waste our time. Not ever. No, hey Jim, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. And that's why when you learn these skills, you can charge more. Not only can you charge more, you can get bigger and better opportunities because these are the type of skills. Again, we talking about CEO level type leadership skills, y'all. So like when you have these skills, you're going to make that bag because not a lot of people can do it because it is hard and it takes work and it takes practice. Taylor said, I get in trouble for it. So how could I do that without offending other people? And Taylor, let me know if what you were talking about is you giving feedback to other people. If that's what you're talking about in terms of getting in trouble for. Let me know. Our next y'all and peer is going to be explain. And this one is important, y'all, because this is where you're going to, no, hold up. We already talked about explain. No. We on effect. My bad, y'all. We on effect. And this one is important too, because this is where we are telling people the impact that their behavior is going to have on whatever the situation is. Taylor said no feedback, but just letting someone know that they were wrong in the situation. Yes, Taylor. Yeah, the reason why you be getting in trouble, Taylor, is because the tone and just the delivery. And that is something that we got to work on with you. And this is just me speaking because I know you and I work with you, but a lot of people have this issue as well, where it's like you just rough around the edges. Like we so real and we so used to being in our own space and saying things and talking in our own way, that when we get into our leadership roles, especially new leadership roles where people are just getting to learn us, people can't read through tone and body language and delivery and all that type of stuff like that. People, number one, are already on the defense because we are approaching them anyway. And we just make it worse when we aren't able to approach them in a more empathetic, caring, supporting way. And that's a skill to learn, Taylor, on how to approach people in a way that you can convince them to let their guard down. You can convince them to not take this conversation personal. And you can persuade them to the fact that I'm giving you this information because I care about you. Not because I want to hurt your feelings, or not because I want you to get fired, or not because I want to see you do bad, but because I just genuinely want to support you. I genuinely want to see you do better. And it takes a whole nother growth and mature mindset to understand that concept. And a lot of times you're not going to get it. So when you do get it, it's a blessing. But when you don't get it, that's when more work is going to fall on us in making sure that our delivery is right. So that way people can't misinterpret what we are saying. People can't leave that conversation saying, "Oh, you were rude to me," or "You don't really care. You just want to see me fail." So I hope that that makes sense, Taylor. But a lot of people struggle with that. So when we think about having the effect, right? This is the behavior that you observed and the impact. Let me write that down. The impact that the behavior has. And depending on what the situation is going to be dependent on, what you're going to be talking about. So if the impact was a great impact, oh, reality, thank you so much for the way that you had that mediation conversation with those two girls. The impact was great because of what you did. Now these two girls are able to think about what they say before they say it, because they understand that that can cause conflict. That's a positive example. A not so positive example will probably be, hey, let me just pick on Gemma the Dilemma, because I see her name right here. Gemma the Dilemma, yo, your attitude was horrible. And because your attitude was so horrible, now the impact of that is we are missing out on the contract. Our contract got terminated because you went in there with this bad attitude, and people not for that in their space. So being able to talk to people about what that effect is, what that impact is. Um, my bliss baby said, "What if you approach someone with a positive attitude and they try to take it too far and make it an argument, but you are still talking respectfully? How do you handle that?" Um, that's a great, great, great question, bliss babies. And look, it's going to be hard. This is where you got to look at that and say, you know what? I'm not going to respond according to what you deserve or who you are, because what you deserve for me to cuss you out right now. But you know what? I'm going to respond according to the type of leader that I want to be. I know that I want to be a respectful leader, even when people aren't showing me respect. Why? Because that's who I am. I know I want to be a professional leader, even when people aren't treating me with professionalism, because that's who I am. And it takes a high, high level of maturity and growth, bliss babies, to get to that point. But that's how you respond to that. You respond to that with how you want to be seen and how you want your brand to be affected. And it's crazy, right? Because I was just talking about that. I was in one of my schools the other day, and I was talking it up with the principal, because they having just a lot of issues with like gossip and drama and all that type of stuff like that. And these are grown people, mind you, grown people with these type of issues. So we were talking, and the situation came up that like, yo, nobody could ever say that Miss Joni was in no drama or Miss Joni was in no gossip. If they tried to tell the principal that about me, the principal would not even believe it because of who I am and what I demonstrate on a consistent basis versus somebody else that's in their building. They will believe it in a heartbeat because they know how that person is, and that person's brand is not a professional brand. So again, my bliss babies, that's just one where like, yo, you really, really, really got to practice that self-control. And you just got to say to yourself, this ain't for them. This is for me. Because it's going to come a time where you're going to be a grown adult. Y'all not about to stay the age that y'all at forever. Eventually, you're going to grow up. The same way how you're not 4, 5, 6, 7 years old no more. You're not going to be 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 no more. Eventually, you are going to grow up and you're going to be in these spaces that's going to test you. And you know what's going to be on the line? Your money is going to be on the line. Your everything is going to be on the line. And you're not going to be able to risk your livelihood just because somebody said something wrong to you or because somebody came out their mouth sideways. I had to put one of my people on suspension yesterday. I got her at a job site with somebody that we partner with. Now, mind you, the person did come out of their mouth sideways to her. Somebody else that was in that building, right? Somebody else that was in that building came out of their mouth sideways to her. But the way how she handled it was a poor way to handle it, because instead of her just walking away or ignoring it completely, now she got my partner calling me, Miss Joni, your heartbeat down here wilding out. I don't get those kind of calls. I get those kind of calls and it's over for you. So now who money done got messed up. And this was a great paying job. $25 an hour, and you get paid every single day. They give you your money right then and there. $25 an hour, and you get paid every single day. Now you got to feel a burn. And this is somebody that's 18 and over. So they can't even afford to miss no money, because now you got rent over your head. You got gas, electric over your head. You got your phone bill over your head. But now you missing a whole week worth of your money, all because you couldn't keep your mouth in check, yo. It's crazy. It's crazy. Man. Lene said, I definitely seen growth in my impact, specifically on others. I don't respond to things I would have a long time ago. Yeah, and that's growth, yo. That's absolutely growth. All right. Let's do our R, y'all. And this is our result. This is our result right here. And this one right here is important, y'all, because this is where you want to describe to your person the behavior that you would like to see as a result of the feedback, right? Whenever we giving somebody feedback, the goal is not for them to stay the same. The goal is for them to get better. And this is how you know if your feedback is effective and if people are taking it. And here's something that I used to use, one of my strategies at Comcast. Y'all know I love me a good Comcast. But this is what I used to do. This used to be my strategy. Anytime I was giving somebody feedback, especially if I knew that the feedback was something that they wouldn't like, I would say, all right, here's what I want you to start doing. And most times I say like immediately, like, here's what you need to start doing. And be careful, y'all. When you're talking to people, you don't want to overwhelm them. You don't want to overload them. If you're trying to give people 10 things to start doing, throw everything out the window. They probably not going to walk away with nothing if you overload them. At most, at most, you want to give people 3 things. That's like the max. But try to keep it between 1 or 2 things, 3 if you absolutely have to, but 1 or 2 things that they need to start doing. All right. Same thing with the stop. This is where you telling them, look, immediately you need to stop doing and then X, Y, and Z. Now, sometimes the stop list is going to be a little longer depending on the type of behavior that you are working with. Now, the stop list can be a little longer because ideally it's easier to stop doing something versus to start doing something. So I ain't gonna say go ham on your stop list, but if you got things that people just need to stop doing, it's okay to go ahead and list those things out. But just make sure that you're giving people something tangible too that they can refer to, so that way they can have a clear understanding of some of the things that they just need to stop doing. But the shorter you can keep things, the more effective you are going to be in your communication. And then, hey yo, hey Cam, God, he stopped playing. And then you want to do your continue list, yo. And these are the opportunities for you to point out some positives. They'll be like, all right, here's what I want you to continue doing. Like, this was great. Now, I'm gonna add in a little bonus one, y'all. I'm gonna add in a little bonus one. Change. Change is going to be our bonus ones because sometimes you want to tell people, all right, I need you to start doing this. I need you to stop doing this. I want you to continue doing this, but I need for you to change this. Right. And again, this is one you can't really go ham on this particular one. You want to keep it 1 to 2, maximum 3 on that, just because again you don't want to overload people with things that they actually have to do. All right, so I hope that made sense. Let's move into some of the top skills that you need to be an effective peer leader. All right, and let's just say leadership is in the middle. Let's just put leadership in the middle, right? Because we know that everything falls and rises on our leadership. And when we say leadership, we are basically encompassing this whole idea that we are able to connect with people, communicate with people, demonstrate empathy, and all that good stuff. All right. But let's hey, Cam Gotti, I'm gonna act like I don't see none of that. Communication. Y'all already knew that was coming. That ain't no um that ain't no surprise. You got to be a problem solver. Again, no surprise. This is something that we talk about a lot, being able to problem solve. Your peers are not going to take you seriously if you aren't helping to solve problems. And don't mistake that for you having to have all the answers. You don't have to have all the answers to be able to solve the problems. You just got to be able to think logically and to be a critical thinker and to pull people in who know the answer or know where to go and get the answer from. But somebody has to be able to pull people together and say, all right, y'all, this is the direction that we are going in. As much as I hate this word, and I'm going to write this one little, but as much as I hate this word, self-motivation, this one is important though, y'all, for peer leadership, because even though we know that we don't depend on motivation, your peers are depending on seeing that motivation from you. They need to see it in action. They need to see you be the type of person that is going to first motivate yourself and then inspire other people to be motivated. Uh, My bliss baby said Miss Taylor taught us about 5 skills of leadership, and one of them was kind communication. Oh yeah, absolutely, because Taylor be on it. Um, this one, do not overlook this one, y'all. Responsibility. You got to be able to be responsible, and you got to be willing to take on more responsibility than everybody else. And I know that that sounds a little unfair, and sometimes it can feel unfair when you are taking on the lion's share of the responsibilities, but it's building up your credibility as a peer leader. Nobody's going to take you serious if they don't see you being responsible. Teamwork, y'all. Very, very big one. You got to be able to be a good team player. And this is what I tell people too. You got to be able to admit to people, I'm a great leader, but I'm also a great follower. I know when to follow. Just because I'm the leader, or just because, I'm stepping out up front, or whatever the case may be, don't mean that I lead in every situation. You got to know and understand when to raise somebody else up and when to fall in line under somebody else's leadership. I love being able to tell people, hey, I'm following your lead. That don't take away from me as a leader. Do you think Miss Joni is no longer a leader because I tell somebody I'm taking their leadership? No, if anything, it makes me more of a leader because now I am making it known that I consciously understand, hey, you need to run with this and not me. You might have a better skill set that's more equipped for this particular situation. Like whatever the case may be, but knowing when to step back. Stepping back doesn't mean that you aren't a leader. If anything, it means that you are a great leader because you know when to step back and when to step up. Um Decisiveness, y'all. You got to be able to make decisions, y'all. Don't be sitting up here looking at the sky, looking at everybody else, waiting for somebody else to make the decision. No, sometimes you got to pull the trigger. And even if it's the wrong decision, it's better to go back and clean it up than just to leave everything in limbo and to leave things hanging. You want to do your best though to make the best decision. And I'm not saying go out here and just blatantly make wrong decisions. Absolutely not. But sometimes things just have to be done and they can't wait. So you got to be able to take the lead on doing that. This one is very important, y'all. Working under pressure. I don't care what your leadership looks like when everything is going your way. I don't care what your leadership looks like when you in a relaxed space like this. Don't come to me talking about how great of a leader you were and nothing was happening. No, talk to me about your leadership when you were under pressure. Talk to me about your leadership when you were under stress. How did you handle yourself under stress? Did you just let yourself fly off the handle? Did you just have a whole relapse? Did you go back to being the old you? Like, yo, what did you do? Because that right there is going to tell me everything I need to know about your peer leadership, yo. You got to be able to handle yourself and to be able to work under pressure. If you aren't able to work under pressure, yo, throw the whole leadership situation away. It ain't you right now. Yo, flexibility. This one goes without being without having to really get into it, like, because you got to be able to be flexible in any given situation. A lot of things aren't static. A lot of things aren't just hardcore like black or white. You got to be able to be flexible, and you are going to pigeonhole yourself when it comes to peer leadership if people look at you and see, oh, can't even work with this person because this person is not flexible. And with that, our last one, let's put this over here. Um, Negotiation, and let's put conflict resolution. Hold up, I think I spelled that wrong. Yeah, all right. Negotiation, conflict resolution. This is important, y'all, especially when it comes to peer leadership, because people want to feel like they are part of the process. And let me tell y'all a little secret. I'm about to tell y'all a little secret, all right? Sometimes you already know what the answer has to be. You already know what it has to be. Sometimes it's only one way that you can go, right? Maybe your boss's boss done already sent it down, or whatever the situation may be. Like sometimes it just is what it is. As a leader, especially a peer leader, you got to be able to gauge when you can be honest with your team. I mean, like completely transparent with them and say, look, y'all, we really don't have a choice in the matter, and just give them a direction and know that they are going to take it and do their very best, versus when you got to do some negotiation. Even if you know that the negotiation is still going to turn out the same way. Why, y'all? Because psychology teaches us that in the mindset of people, we have to feel like we have a little bit of control. We as people, it is our human nature. When we feel like we don't have control or we are losing control, our brains go haywire. And then next thing you know, we just can't get a grip. We all over the place. That can become a messy situation when you are in a leadership position and you trying to bring 10, 15, 20 people together to be on one accord. That can be a messy situation. Sometimes us leaders, y'all, sometimes, depending on the makeup of our team, we may do a negotiation session knowing that it's not going to yield any different results. But we do it so that people can feel that sense of control that they need to feel. And I'm telling y'all, this thing works like magic every single time. You will still end up at the place where you needed to be, but people will feel better about it. They can digest it easier because they feel like they were heard. They feel like you understand, and they feel like in like some way, shape, or form, you gave them room to have options and to breathe a little bit. Y'all, that right there is going to save your life when you have a team that is not mature yet. When you get to a state where you have a mature team, you ain't gonna need to do that. You can be able to just walk in and tell your team, like, look, y'all, this is what it is. I wish that it could be different, but this is what we got to do. And your team gonna move. They're gonna take whatever that is as if they love it. You ain't even gonna be able to tell that they hate it. They might say, oh, Cam Gotti, you know what? We don't like this. Blah, blah, blah. We think it's a mess. But you know what? They're gonna get it done, and they're gonna get it done right because they are at a mature level. Everybody ain't there. Everybody ain't there. And that is one of the tricks of the trade that us leaders don't really discuss, because it's not being all the way transparent with people, but it is making space for people's feelings. And a lot of times people don't believe in leadership that you got to make space for people's feelings, but really you do, because leadership is all about people. And with the conflict resolution, like, yo, you got to be the person that runs towards conflict, but towards it so that you can de-escalate, and not the person that is adding fuel to the fire, or even worse, just sitting back, not doing nothing and allowing a conflict to build. Hey, Cam Gotti, yo said, man, look, y'all, I know y'all, this was a great session, though. I know, yo, it feel like we can go for a whole another 2 hours, don't it? Like, yo, it it feel like we like just getting started for real. Like we could keep going on this for a really long time, because it's so much that we can talk about. But hopefully y'all got some good strategies out of that, and especially people who are on these projects working with your peers. um those strategies are really going to help you a lot. But we can finish this up because I still got a few more things to go through in the terms of peer leadership. So we can finish this up next week and then start our different topic. Guys, do you ever just surprise yourself when you come on here? What you mean? Surprise myself like what? Hey, yo, my bliss baby said keep going. Like I really just did a good session. No, not really. Not really. And see, y'all, I get to cheat a little bit. I'm about to have to get beats on here, but y'all, I get to cheat a little bit with this because y'all know me coming from Comcast. Like, this is what I did, like on an everyday basis. So for me, if anything, it's just reminiscing on old conversations, old meetings, and just a lot of the one-on-one mentoring that I did with people in Comcast. Like a lot of people that I mentored in Comcast, they are in high-level positions because of the mentorship that I offered them. So basically, I'm just taking that and giving it to y'all. So it really is a cheat code, yo. Yo, yes, 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 yes. But all right, y'all. I'm glad y'all love this session. Hey, yo, not you should have been at Comcast, yo. I'm glad y'all feeling this. Again, we're gonna pick it back up next week. So make sure that y'all have y'all notepads. Gotta get my man on here. Beats. What's up, Beats? Now, is that me?
See, look.
Okay, there you go. I can hear you now. What's up, man? How you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling pretty good. Yeah, I'm feeling good about this session. I really am. Like
Good,
this
good.
session that you just had, it was really like, yeah, I feel like I got a lot from it.
Oh, you was listening to the session.
Yeah. I tuned in for the last couple minutes, make sure I
Oh,
got
the
the
last
ending
couple
quote.
minutes. Oh, I know
Yeah,
about to say. I'm like, oh, why? Okay, beats. All right. That's what's up. Well, thank you so much for being on here. Yo, what was your last session? Was that on Puff Daddy?
yeah. It was on P Diddy. Yep.
Yeah, that one. I was telling somebody about that one. That was a great session.
Really.
That was a really great session. And y'all, hopefully, when y'all listening to the sessions that Beats are talking to y'all about, he's giving you the blueprint from icons. Like whether or not you respect these people, you gotta respect where they are and just the impact that they made on music, period. And it's like it was just so many gems. And I'm just like, yo, if somebody played that session back to back and just really wrote out a blueprint for themselves based off of what you presented, who knows how far you could be in whatever space you want to be in, especially when it comes to the music industry, because you really did a lot of research and even like a lot of stuff that I didn't know. And I'm very knowledgeable about 90s people, just period.
Yeah.
But even stuff that I didn't know, you was pulling out the woodwork. So thank you for being thoughtful with these sessions and really bringing value. And I hope that people go back and watch some of your reruns because you just been hitting it on all cylinders with
Oh
these
yeah.
last runs. So thank you.
Yeah, I mean, like, if anything, like, this research and Diddy taught me, like, how important it is to be a scholar, like, just, like, looking at who he is, just as, like, who he presents himself as, you wouldn't know, like, how studious of a person he is, but that's a lot of people in the industry who made it, like, as far
Mm-hmm.
as, like, longevity, not necessarily just, like, commercial success, as far as, like,
Yeah.
artistic acclaim, like, a lot of them are just, like, scholars, and they just keep on
Yeah.
learning, so, yeah.
Absolutely. But they don't tell you that because that ain't the kind of music that sell. The music that
Exactly.
sell is who I'm shooting up, who I'm in the bed with, who man I'm messing with. That's what sells. But ain't
Oh
nobody
man,
rapping about the stuff that they learn and their college degrees and all that stuff. Cause these people ain't stupid, but
exactly.
they
I know
they
you're
know
gonna
what's
love this
sell.
session, man.
They know
Yeah,
what's sell. But all right, Beats, I'm gonna let you have it. Thank you so much. I'll see you back later.
yeah, no problem at all. All right, y'all. What's up? I seen everybody saying hi. Hey, what's up, Zion? Hold on. What's up? Now who I'm missing. Yeah, for real. What's up, Tay Bands? What's up, Cam? What's up, Tana? Let me see. Zion. I know somebody else said hi. And I ain't catch. Cool. Okay, cool. Yeah, I got everybody. Cool. What's up, Lene? Yo, I'm excited about this session today. What's up, Naija? Hey, I hope I ain't butchered that. How y'all day, man? What's going on? What's happening? Let me know. Everybody good? Man, hey, come on now. Not in the middle of a session. Jeez. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, is everybody good? What's going on? Oh yeah, I'm chilling. Yeah, I can't complain for I'm just, you know, at the daily proceeding of things, man. It's music for real for me. But yeah, hey Kayla. Hey, how y'all doing? Yeah. All right, cool. Hey, I'm good. I'm glad to hear that, Donovan, for real. Not every day is a good day, so you gotta cherish the good ones. For real. All right. So first off, before I hop into anything material wise or like, chop it up about this and that artist, first of all, I want to drop the news for people who don't know. Hey, what's up? To drop it, to drop the news for people who don't know, what's it called? Young Dolph just passed away. I think I got the news like yesterday or something like that. Maybe it was this morning. I feel like it was this morning that Young Dolph passed away, dubbed the King of Memphis. And he was like, the people in the city really like uplifted his image as somebody who uh, like did work in the community, and was like he did right by the people like in his hometown, and a lot of people looked up to his image. So I just want to drop a RIP for him, and just like give a moment of silence for him, because it's sad when really influential people die like that, and he had just retired actually from like music. I know because like I was in like I put myself in like one of his contests or whatever, and yeah, he was just about to retire from music, so it was really sad to hear that. So just R.I.P. to Young Dolph, rest in peace. And I just want to drop that before I get into it because some real deep stuff. Today's session though, on a lighter note, I'm really excited to hop into. We're going over. I don't know. Does anybody recognize the name MF Doom in here? Does that ring a bell in anybody's minds? Let me know. Anybody know about MF Doom, or have you heard of him? Because if you haven't, I'm not really surprised. But if you have, then I'm happy you can also have the appreciation. No, okay, good, cool, good. It's good that you don't know because you about to know. That's pretty much what it is. Cool. That's cool. Okay, cool. So let me share my screen real quick. So, oh hey, how you doing? You don't got your name and your username, so I don't know what the username, what the actual name is. But hey, I'm glad you're tuning in. Cool. So, today, we're going over MF Doom. Let me just list off a couple of his many names. He goes by MF Doom, of course, and you're gonna find out why soon. But because of his track record, this isn't a name that he gave himself. Because of his track record, the people dubbed him your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. So all I'm about to say is that we about to get into some real like this is like culture talk right here. That's what I call it, culture talk. Nia, got you. Okay, Nia, got you. It's nice. Hi, thanks for tuning in. So yeah, so this is MF Doom, your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. He is. Oh man. Okay, cool. Let me hop into it. But basically, this is like a hip hop figure that has influenced a lot of your favorite rappers, like favorite rappers, favorite rapper. He's influenced a lot of your favorite rappers that you listen to today. Whether that be, I know, Mos Def, holds appreciation and revere for him. Tyler the Creator is one of them. Let me see who else. Most Def, Tyler the Creator. Drake holds appreciation for this man because of his drops and just like the figure that he is in hip hop. Andre 3000 has, like gave him the cosign and like name dropped him as somebody that's like really like top MC. You feel me? So just know when you're coming into this that like probably some of the sound that you heard might have been influenced by him. But yeah, let's hop into it. So man, okay, I'm already jumping the gun. Crazy. No. Okay, I'm all good. All right, so cool. So, oh man, it's gonna be a cool one. So we got so MF Doom. Real name is Daniel Duma or Demille. I want to say Demille. Okay, so this is one of the most private artists in history, even though he's one of the like most critically acclaimed. The story starts in New York, 1994, and it's starting from there because not a lot of information is just known about him like off the bat. You feel me? Like he's very private and like keeps to himself kind of figure, but he said a lot. So 1994, a man by the name of Daniel DeMille, going by Zev Love X at the time, which is actually an acronym for X Evolves backwards. And his younger brother, Dingilsway, I think it's Dingilsway DeMille as well. And he went by DJ Subraw at the time. So him and his younger brother formed a small rap group called KMD, which was an acronym for causing much damage, right? So the brothers were hard at work finishing their second studio album. This is at the time they had already finished like their first one. They were like a group. There's actually music videos. There's one music video I'm about to show you, but there's music videos of their first rap group when they were just coming out. And so they were working on their second studio album when Dingilsway was hit by a car and he was killed in a very unfortunate accident. And so Dingilsway was killed, but Daniel was he was still alive, but he was of course like what's the right word? Like kind of it hurt him a lot, this event. Like he was like recovering from tragedy after Dingilsway died, but he was determined to finish what they started. And so he finished the album that they made, which was Black Bastards. And due to the darkness of the record of the cover art, as you can see here, it depicts a Sambo character being lynched. His record label ended the contract, and it was like there was some dark lyricism in there as well. So because of this, his record label ended the project, and he was put out on the streets. And this was a segment in his life where, for a long time, he was like homeless for a period of his time, for a period of like his life. So DeMille's rap career was over, and so he vanished from the underground rap scene for good, or so people thought. So there isn't a lot of info about the 5-year hiatus that he took from music, but in September 22nd, 1999, DeMille broke the silence with a new solo album, Operation Doomsday, which is this one right here. Now, where'd I put it? Hold on. See, look, I got my slides. There we go. Operation Doomsday, under a new name, MF Doom. In MF Doom, so it has two meanings. It is metal fingers when he's producing records, and then it's metal face when he is rapping on beats and like spitting. Like, so with this come out, there were a few things that set MF Doom apart from other artists, and this is like the most like this is what like this writing style that he undertook is something that like even I look at and I'm like, yeah, I want to do that. Like that's something that like I want to learn how to like that style of writing. So one of the first things that set MF Doom apart from other artists was his use of samples. So he used old cartoon TV clips in his music, like old type like sound bites clips in his music to tell stories. So every time for a couple of albums, every time that Doom writes an album, he writes it from the perspective of a certain character. So his most popular being MF Doom, which is a cartoon-like evil mastermind character in his mid 40s whose only goal is world domination. That's the character that you see. That's like the one with the mask on. And he has other aliases as well that he used in music. That he has like whole albums dedicated to writing from the perspective of. One of those being Victor Vaughn, who is like Doctor Doom, but he's like his name is Doctor Doom's name, but it's like a character based off Doctor Doom, kind of like that. So Victor Vaughn is a young man in his 20s who looks up to Doom, but secretly thinks that he could do Doom's job better. And then like there's this, he has a like a really weird character, which is like King Ghidorah, right? Which is a three-headed serpent creature that uses mind control to take over the world, and he wants to use Doom to do it. So there's a dynamic there. It's really weird, like kind of like a turn from like just like regular characters to all of a sudden like a three-headed like dragon type creature, right? All these characters are influences from his childhood. Doom and Vaughn are influenced by the Doctor Doom character from the Fantastic Four comics uh, that he like read growing up, and Ghidorah is a character from the Godzilla universe. I might even I'll save that for a little later. So, just like I said before, he uses old cartoon clips from these franchises to help tell his stories. Some songs are really just storylines, like without bars. Like he'll just make a song and he'll use these cartoon sample clips to tell the story. Um, and which I thought was really interesting because it's like a sound collage. So like, oh man, I really just want to play like a record, but I know like the copyright. Uh, I'll see if I can find like a really really old one, like really really old, and maybe I'll play like 15 seconds of that, if even that. So, DeMille, another one of his habits when he wrote on beats was he rapped about topics that like nobody would touch on, or like, and he covered like a wide array of topics. Like he, in most of his discography, he didn't really touch on the topics that a lot of rappers touched on. Like some of them would be like love songs, or like so like he'd rap about like love, or maybe he like just rap about a song about like being hungry, or like I don't know the experience, like what he's observed in like the prison systems, or it could be really anything with him. He didn't care about what the world wanted him to rap about. He cared about what he thought was interesting, and that's like one of the things that like kind of touched to me as an artist. Like a lot of times, being surrounded by everybody, like and like showing them stuff that I've made, right? And I'm like, I'm always super excited to share whatever I've made. Like I'll talk about myself nonstop. That's why like one of the things I got to work on is, lowering the amount of times that I toot my own horn. But like I'm just really proud of what I make, and in that pride, like sometimes like I want to like make things to which I can show to people, and it'll be like, and they'll be like, "Yo, you made that? That's wild. That's crazy." But in doing that, uh, you're straying away from the artistic nature of like music, which is like it's an inward type of art form. Like you pull from what you pull from your experiences, all that, in order to make this. And then people get that and they get like a part of you, kind of that they listen to on a daily basis that like um they can relate to themselves. But that kind of gets taken away when you start making things for an effect, instead of just making stuff, like um I know a lot of talented artists that like they're just like in their basement every day. Like they just like they go home, they make music, and then like they don't like put that much weight on it. Like they'll just like, yeah, I made that. It was whatever. But like because they're by themselves, they don't have like anybody around them. They don't have 30 people in the studio with them. They're only pulling from themselves, and it becomes a lot more of a personal moment. So I think the biggest thing that sets MF Doom apart from other MCs is that like he rebelled against like the nature of like going with the trends, and he kind of just kept music to whatever he wanted it to be, and then he built on that. um I know in the I know before I mentioned in like that nobody knew what he did with the 5 year hiatus, but I actually watched an interview from him where he cleared this up, and he basically said that like when he was still in KMD, the idea of MF Doom was already something that he was going to pursue. Everybody in the group had agreed to do like solo albums and stuff like that, but once all the drama and the tragedy ensued, like that 5 years was just him building on the concepts of like his characters that he wanted to showcase. So yeah, I forgot. I know I just let me get back. Anyway, so after Doomsday dropped, which was one of like which was like it gave him a lot of acclaim. After Doomsday dropped, he worked on building up his other characters with albums focused around those individual characters. So he had an album for King Ghidorah, and he had one for Victor Vaughn as well. I mean, and you can look those up. It's like really interesting stuff. Um, so one day, Doom got a call from his friend Peanut Butter Wolf, which is like a funny name, but it's like an American DJ. Um, that he's like friends with, basically saying that Madlib wanted to work with him. And for those who don't know who Madlib is, I can like, okay, you can see everything. Cool. Pull up like Madlib real quick. Madlib is a what I know producer, American DJ producer, blah blah blah. But he's worked on like crazy stuff, and he's got this character attached to his brand, which is Quasimodo, and some of you might recognize who Quasimodo is. But getting back to the story, what's next after this? Cool. Okay, so Madlib wanted to work with him, and this call bred the critically acclaimed album Mad Villainy, and I need to pull that up real quick because that's important to this whole narrative that I'm building. So, Mad Villainy. Cool. So this is the Mad Villainy cover, right? He got the inspiration. Oh, my bad. So this bred the album Mad Villainy, and it's considered to be one of the greatest and most influential rap records in history. Actually, like it's that like important to like hip hop culture. He got inspiration for this cover from the King Crimson in the Court of the Crimson King album cover. I don't expect you to know what that is, so I'm gonna pull it up. So, King Crimson album cover. Cool. So he got inspiration from this right here, because it scared him as a kid when he looked at it, and he wanted the Mad Villainy cover to have the same effect. So he put the black and white filter over it, and he saw a like starking resemblance in like the general feel of the album cover to uh, Madonna's album cover. If you can see this, like you can kind of see like the no, maybe I can get a bigger picture. You can kind of see like the similarities in between them. So MF Doom added the orange square in the corner to differentiate the album from like others, but also as like a head nod to like Madonna and that album right there. So this album was very important to Doom's like discography, as it gave him the nickname, as I mentioned before, your favorite rapper's favorite rapper, because of how many people wanted to take after him after hearing it. Uh, oh man, let me just like, because I want to get this cover that basically details a couple of artists that had something to say about him. Uh, so we've got like Drake, we've got like Tyler the Creator, we've got Childish Gambino, Nas, Kanye, Juice World, Most Def. I think that's probably not Frank Ocean. Uh, Drake, cool. I think that's a good amalgamation. So, um, yeah, man. So the album was that important, and it touched a lot of people, and a lot of people wanted to take after him because of it. Uh, so he then proceeded to release his most popular solo album to date, Food, where every track is named after a different food item, um, and a great album. I think like the song Beef Rap. After I'm done with like the background rundown, MF Doom, I'll kind of go into the bars. Beef Rap. Just like pull up the Genius lyrics. There's a little bit of cussing in there. I'll try to scroll past it as fast as I can, but there's some good bars in there that I think will kind of pay testament to like how good of a spitter he is. So some funny things about Doom. Uh, in a lot of Doom concerts, right? Um, uh, Doom would send Doom impersonators to his shows that people call Doombots, to do his shows for him in the mask instead of himself. And Doom addressed like people were upset because they were like, I came to see Doom. Why is like another person in a mask coming to do this instead of Doom? So Doom said, when you come to a Doom show, come expecting to hear music. Don't come expecting to see everything. When you come to a Doom show, come expecting to hear music. Don't come expecting to see. Everything we do is villain style. Um, so this was kind of him acting out in the persona that he made with like MF Doom, you know. Um, and a lot of people would agree that that's like a villain move, like sending somebody else to do your show for you. Um, so yeah, like everything with MF Doom um, was like a lot of it is shrouded in mystery because of he was such a private figure. Um, Even his death was shrouded in mystery, right? So he died. Um, well, the announcement of his death was a couple months after he died, and he didn't like talk to anybody in his personal life about like what he was like, or like his associates more about what he was dealing with. It was only like people in his very very personal like circle, like his wife. Um, Not sure if he had any kids. I'd have to check that. Um, but yeah, that's MF Doom right there. And I'm about to delve into a little bit of the deeper stuff. But there was this quote with somebody who was referencing MF Doom, which was that people mistake commercial success for artistic validation. Um, and I kind of just wanted to touch on that as like the state of music right now. It's like there's like sex, like there's like parts of music that I'm very happy with, and then there's some parts that I think might need some work as far as like because a lot of it is superficial. I mean, what can I say? But um, because of the way that music is set up now, it's not solely focused on skill. It's more like how good at you are making a product that everybody accepts, and then how good are you at marketing, and if you're good at both of those things, then you'll be up there, you know. Um, and it kind of takes the life out of music, though there are like underground like sex and stuff that are just pure like exactly what I think MF Doom might have envisioned for like what music is supposed to be. Um, but yeah, like just because a artist is commercially successful doesn't mean that uh, there's any like artistic intent or like musicality in what they're doing. And rapping, is often like for at least like I mean, if you're a rapper, you don't really need musicality per se. At least like in like rapping. I mean, it's just spit and flow. Um, but like, I mean, I guess beats as well. I got to give credit for there. But just leave me to say that like artists these days is kind of like you get a formula and well you get big, you do shows a bunch, and you get a formula, and then you get up there, and if people like the formula, then you'll stay up there for a while. The problem that I have with music right now is I don't know exactly who said it, but it kind of just stuck with me. One of these important like musical figures on like a podcast or something was like basically that music in our generation doesn't last more than like maybe a year or like a couple months, um like if that. um like it's always like hot moment to hot moment to hot moment to hot moment, and because of how much music is released these days, like that's not even like it's like becomes something that's realistic compared to when it was only like a few people, and like you didn't have hot moment to hot moment to hot moment because there weren't that many people in the game. So instead of substance, you had to have skill, and you had to make records last a long time, in order to be successful. Um, but now, because we have the substance, we use it, and that's not necessarily on the artist. We're just kind of in our time period and taking advantage of that time period. Um, but it's all to say that like the appreciation for music, I feel, is going down. It's kind of just like, is this hot or not? And if it's not, then like I'm gonna trash it. Even if it's like only like the first day that it came out and I listened to it once, and then I just immediately decided that it was garbage, and then that's that. Um, which I think is completely unrealistic. Like I know J. Cole off season when that dropped, I didn't really like it. Like there were like maybe like two tracks off of it that I liked, but once I went back to it and I let it sit with me, like I started to realize like, yo, like there's a lot more fire on here than like just when I first listened to it. Like it was just what piqued my ear first. That was all. So yeah, man. Um, and like because of the time that we're in, like a lot of things are fast paced. So like you got to follow up with content and substance. That's kind of just where we are. But back then, it took time. Well, people took time. I won't even say it took time. Like you can't take time now. It's just people took more time with their art, and I think that's something that we're missing. And I think that people really gotta like put more thought. Um, just like add some layers underneath. Not everything needs to have layers, but like you're gonna go your whole like artist career without adding one layer on their music or anything deep. Like that's not something that I'm gonna go back to. Um, I think like a good comparison is like uh Mariah Carey song "All I Want for Christmas Is You." Like um it's not necessarily like a song that maybe has layers per se. I don't know the story behind that song. Um but like that song gets replayed every Christmas, bro, without a doubt. Mariah Carey gets her bag every winter season. Um and like um I feel like back then, like just the intent with the music and like kind of how they went about it ensure longevity. So that's enough about our music, their music talk. Just me saying basically that I feel like we need to take some more time with our music, to let it be able to grow with us more and like be with us for longer. So I know you're wondering, right? So like I don't know who people are like. I don't know who like MF Doom is. Not sure if I really care. Um, like this is like I mean, what I'm really wondering about is what I'm thinking everybody's thinking is like, what's with the mask, bro? Like, like since the beginning, like you've been talking about all this, but like, what's with the mask? I'll tell you. So the mask, right? So Doom states it like this. When he was growing up, you sometimes didn't even know what the MC spitting looked like. Like on the radio, it'd just be like on the radio, and you can't see a face on it. But like you just hear him on like the car radio or something like that, and then you just tune in, and all you have attached to him is a name. Um, it was all about the skills of the rapper at that time that kept you listening to them. So once hip hop started to become, and this is his words, once hip hop started to become a corporate thing, it started to become trendy to put what it looks like to sell what it sounds like. So like they created an image of hip hop around so they could sell more product basically. So the mask is a symbol that it doesn't matter what he looks like, it's what he sounds like basically. The mask rebels against trying to sell music as a product and upholds the idea of it as an art form. To Doom, uh, the villain doesn't care about fame or acclaim. It's about the message and what's being said. Like think about like Doom, like Doctor Doom, like more of like sometimes villain, but also sometimes like anti-hero, in that like he did things in a very unethical way to prove valid points. Um, and not saying not preaching on that like you should do things in an unethical way. However, um, like it stuck with you more what he did. Like, oh my gosh, he did what? He stole what? He uh like did this terrible thing. And then like in the midst of everybody in like shock and terror of him doing this terrible thing, Dr. Doom comes out and he spits like, yo, like I did this to show you this. Um, and then like you ever notice that in like those old cartoons? Like some of them villains be having like really valid points. But then the hero was just like, okay, that's cool, but um, you did this terrible thing, so you gotta go. You know. So the message is often stepped over for like ethics and like being politically correct. But yeah, that's what the mask represents. You know, it helps focus. It helps people focus on what's being said, though it's still entertaining. And in fact, like just what I found funny was that like he wore the mask so that to rebel against like the idea of like putting an image to like hip hop and trying to conform it to an image, and then like as a result of that, like ironically ended up creating like a symbol in hip hop that's like present today, and that is like something that represents like an image of hip hop. So it's kind of like ironic that he did it, you know. So another thing that he said is that a villain represents anybody. Anybody could be a villain and wear the mask. It's about where you're coming from and what you have to say. Um, so yeah, um, that's like a short overview of Doom. I'm gonna pull up. That's like a short overview of Doom, like um, in like the most like least overview of like least overview type thing. Um, I feel like there's a lot more that I can delve into about like his different characters and what they represent. I might actually see if I can just pull up a quick document that kind of delves deeper into Doom's characters. Um, but yeah, like the story of MF Doom, I think that's important because like in a lot of things right now, I feel like we're losing individuality. Um, and like the character of MF Doom is such a creative and unique perspective on life, just in general, that I think it speaks to a bigger testament. Hey, what's up, Bizarre? The character of MF Doom is so unique that I think it speaks to a bigger idea of kind of what music is straying away from in its rawest form. You know, we're like straying away from the individuality of music when that's what makes music as much of a spectacle as it is, you know. um yeah. uh like I've already spoken about like clones and like how I'm not a fan of this, that, and the third. But I think it all boils down to like being able to like be in contact, communication, in touch with oneself. um a lot of the rappers that are like clones, like they don't know themselves because they don't like, that's not something that they have to touch on in their music. And it also almost becomes like something that they can avoid with the music. Instead, like it can also be used as a tool for that. um yeah, I just think we need some work, definitely. um just like an N word, like being able to stay true to your habits and stay true to the things that you're really interested in. Like I know a lot of you, one thing that I've like picked up on like a lot, and I think it's laws these days, that like you could take for granted, right? Is like hobbies. Like a lot of people's hobbies are like going on YouTube or like Instagram or like, you know, like I don't know, like playing video games, something like that. Playing video games, like I'm not like condemning any of that. It's just to say that like it's almost like because social media is becoming like a very, very, very popular like hobby for everybody. We're all like a hive mind because we're all like tuning in to the same thing. Um, and the individual things that like might have attracted us to each different path and made us unique people, um, are kind of being like pushed to the side for the new and better thing that connects us all. And I don't like, I think us being all connected is like beautiful. But I also think that as much as we need to be connected, we also need to be separate and in touch with ourselves. Um, because like, what's the point of being connected if you're not individual? You know, like if you don't stand out in any way, that you like, not like you have to stand out different from this and that person. Like, do you stand out in any way that you like, or like, are there things that you like to do that you know other people wouldn't really like appreciate? You know, like I feel like social media almost kind of takes away from that. Um, I know like I've taken breaks from social media before, uh, and like I remember like after like a long time of being on social media, I took a break, and like you'd be surprised, like bro, I felt like in touch with so much more of my personality. And then I went back to scrolling on social media, and I lost it. Like, but I felt like in touch. I felt like conversations were more engaging. I felt um, like a lot of the things that like I had avoided before, like entertaining in my mind, um, they were suddenly coming back, and like I didn't really have any choice but to face them at that point in time. Um, and I think that's like the effect that it has. This isn't to condemn anybody who uses social media a lot because that might just be your thing, you know. Everybody has a different type of appreciation and love for different things. I'm not condemning any of it, but just to say that like if you feel like um kind of lost within yourself, it's probably because you haven't given yourself enough time to just be with yourself and be in touch with yourself in order to know who you are, you know. um and that's something that I got to work on too. Like, um I don't know, as an artist that gets kind of hard, you know, because I'm an artist, like, um in order to build up the momentum that I want to, it also requires me to be like at least somewhat consistent on social media and keep in touch with people and this, that, and the third. Um, so sometimes I find it hard to stray away from social media, also because like what I'm doing for you guys now, which is like being on these sessions and stuff. Um, I keep up with like the music game. I mean the music industry like news, so I can relate it to y'all. In case you're not keeping in, and just like letting y'all know, like, oh look, this is happening or that's happening. So social media is like I'm in a position where like I'm in touch with it a lot. Not to say that it's not in my control. It's just like the way that I've set like things up for myself. I'm in contact with it a lot, but it's something that I have to work on as well. And I think we all can work on it. I'm not preaching, not preaching, putting the Bible down, y'all. Not preaching, just saying. Like if you find yourself avoiding, and I think this is something that can be dangerous too. If you find yourself avoiding having just alone time with yourself, or avoiding like being distracted, um, then it's probably because like you have a lot of catching up to do, you know, um, just with yourself, and that's okay. Like, we get distracted sometimes. We go down the wrong path. It's fine. Um, just like as long as you have the intention to come, to reel yourself back in, um, you're setting yourself up good for yourself. That's what's important. Do you got you? That's something I asked myself. Like, I was like, I had like a midlife crisis, and like I don't know, like I was just sitting there and I was like, okay, like people say that they got me, but like, do I got me? Like realistically, like moving on and for the future, like, do I got me? Like, am I looking out for myself? And I had to ponder that real deeply and just think like, dang, like it's not a for sure answer. I don't know. Um, and like that's like the polarizing side of it, bringing it back to like the main topic. That's like the polarizing side of it, right? So like it's kind of like not knowing if you have yourself, if you're looking out for your best interest because you don't know yourself. And then there's like knowing yourself and enjoying that time with yourself, kind of like on the MF Doom side, so well, that you can like build these concepts and build these worlds that you can share with people, um, and like experience like true human connection on like an individual like side that uh that's like something that you can't get back. So yeah, I said I wasn't preaching, but I definitely did preach. I'm done preaching, y'all. Bible down. So this right here is causing much damage. This is one of their music videos. I should have played this during like my whole spiel about everything. Um, but yeah, they had a whole thing going, man. Um, it's really cool to see. I think um the tallest guy and like the brown shirt is the one who died, unfortunately. And then the one in the middle is MF Doom. And then the one uh uh all the way at the end is a member that like I think he fell off or something like that. I forgot exactly what happened. But yeah, man. Uh so that was different than, oh man, hello, Cool J was popping back then, man. Shoot. The hot top fade, I rock that now. You know how many times I went out with a hot top fade and old heads be like, you rocking a hot top fade? Man, that's old style. Be like, can I just get my hair cut? Like, nah, it is. But yeah, style back then, man. Crazy. Some cool cats. Yeah, man. So yeah, this is KMD. Um, but yeah, this is just me like going over MF Doom, just speaking about like the importance of individuality. Like get a hobby. You feel me? Like I hate to say it, but take a break, go outside. I feel old now. I ain't want to say that, but it's real. It's real. Um, yeah, man. So that's what I got for MF Doom. I think the next person I'm gonna touch on after MF Doom is Young Thug. I'm not. I hesitated on touching on Young Thug because like maybe like I should wait a little bit longer, but there's a lot of things I want to touch on with him that I think would be important to show y'all. Just like kind of similar to like a Jay-Z type thing, but he's like a very underrated person in the game. Yeah. Ooh, let me pull up. Like I said I was gonna pull up Rap Beef. Um, Let me pull that up now. Rap Beef. Oh man, hold on. Rap Snitch. Lyrics. Yeah, by MF Doom. This is a really like oh geez. Okay. A lot of okay, just ignore like the all the uncultured words and just take this in right here. Paste that into the yeah, yeah. So I thought this is like one of the bars that like stands out really like um make it like a little bit bigger. Okay, that's a lot bigger. Maybe less bigger. Cool. Rap snitches telling all their business, sit in the court and be their own star witness. Do you see the perpetrator? Yeah, I'm right here. It's like this is just one of his bars, but like just like looking at it, it's like it kind of perfectly encapsulates like what my generation's rappers do right now, which is like tell all the business on like rap songs and stuff like that. Rap snitches telling all that all their business, sit in the court and be their own star witness. Do you see the perpetrator? Yeah, I'm right here. Cool beans. And then he's got this song called Rap Beef, which is off food. So it kind of matches with um the theme of that album. Uh, 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 beef rap could lead to getting teeth capped or even a reef from Mom Dukes on some grief crap. I suggest you change your diet. It can lead to high blood pressure if you fry it, or even a stroke, heart attack, heart disease. It ain't no starting back once arteries start to squeeze. Take the easy way out, phony. Until then, they know they wouldn't be talking that baloney in the bullpen. Man, bust this like a cold milk from out the toilet. See, these are the bars that I'm talking about, where like I would never think of some stuff like that. Prisoners can use the cold water in a cell toilet to keep beverages chilled. Um, and it comes from this right here, where an inmate attempted to cook sausage toilet, um, and it filled his unit with smoke and caused an evacuation. Um, man, I don't know. There's so many bars I can go into here, but yeah, that was just me touching on MF Doom. Yeah, I'm gonna start taking up the time. Man, so what y'all think of that? Uh, Tried to keep it pretty short and simple, and also take up time. Uh, I just wanted to touch on MF Doom. So yeah, what y'all think of that? What y'all think about that? You feel like you learned anything from it? Let me know. Yeah. Hey, I'm glad to hear, man. For real. Yeah. MF Doom was a really interesting figure. For sure. Um, yeah, man. And one of the like interesting things about like MF Doom like rap is like he doesn't like he just raps about like any like topic for real. Like it just feels like I'm just like sitting in his mind for a day each time I listen to a song, and like it's kind of just like the progression through the day of what he's thinking and how he's reacting to each event that happens. So it's really interesting. But yeah, that's all I got for this week. Next week I'll probably dive into some Young Thug. We can talk about his progression, and how he's changing the game right now. So yeah, that's all I got. Oh, yeah, and yeah, R.I.P. MF Doom, by the way. Didn't want to forget that. All right, Miss Joni, I'm all finished up.
Man, thank you so much, Beats.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate you. I ain't gonna see you for 2 weeks, really, because next week is Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah, that's
I ain't
true.
gonna see you back till December.
Yeah, even more time to start prepping up.
I know, right? I know. I love it. Well, you enjoy your holiday. And again, just thank you for everything. I always enjoy your sessions.
Yeah, no problem, and I'm glad you do. For
Yeah, you came a long way. Cause
real.
you had me hurt in the first couple sessions, but now I'm like, okay, all right. Thank you, Beats.
Yeah, no problem. All right, see you,
All
Miss
right,
Joni.
see you later. Y'all, you gotta love it, y'all. You gotta. My man Beats done stay committed to his session. I think it's coming up on like a year now, like since he started his session, and he's been very consistent. Like it don't matter who on here, who not on here. Beats do his session, and if you go back and look from when he first started until now, practice ain't gonna never make you perfect, but practice is always gonna make you better. That's for sure. His confidence is up. Him just speaking and holding a just holding a conversation, like that's just so much better. Just being able to explain things and talk through things, like that's just so much better. Like just him as a host is so much better. I called it here first. Remember, you heard it here first. If he grow up and he be one of those radio personalities, yo, talking to these big figure people and all that. Remember, y'all heard it here first. I called it here first. He could do that. He could do that. But yo, I'm not gonna see y'all next Thursday, yo. I'm gonna see y'all back in December and we're gonna pick back up our conversation. But I want y'all to have a great holiday. I want y'all to, just be able to enjoy your family. And family doesn't always mean that it's your blood, but whoever you call family, enjoy that situation, enjoy your time off from school or work or whatever the case may be. And just have a little bit of you time. Like for real. Cause sometimes we gotta do that, right? But yo, you know what I'm about to say. You already know. Go be productive, yo. Go be productive. If you still on here right now, then you probably ain't got that struggle, yo. You got your goals, you productive, you know what you want to do. So you know what? I'm gonna ask my favor that I'm asking every single time, yo. Pull somebody else in. And we can't just be preaching to the choir, yo. Dawn to dawn, you already knew it. We can't just be preaching to the choir, yo. We got to start preaching to the people that don't know. Now, everybody ain't going to want to come. But in those schools where people can't read and where it's a whole bunch of drama and where people don't really see themselves outside of Baltimore, like, yo, it's some people in there that want better for their life. Pull them in. Yes, Dawn to Dawn. Those are the people that we need, the people that want to get out. They need to know that we here and they need to know that it's a space for them to learn, to grow, to thrive. Like, yo, we gotta do better with getting those people out of there. But all right, y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow, I guess, on Folk is Friday, since I ain't gonna see y'all next week. But it's been real, y'all. I had a great time tonight. I see y'all later. I'm out.